Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. We'll start with the headlines. The 7th round of the ESCWA discusses in Muscat empowering women economically and socially in sustainable development plans. The Muscat National Development and Investment Company wins a license for budget airlines in the Sultanate. And the Executive President of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates emphasizes that prices of industrial products in the Sultanate will not be affected in the coming period. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in details. A number of issues concern women and their social roles in the Arab world were discussed by the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, the ESCWA, in Muscat. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif As-Sarai.
The Sultanate, represented by the Ministry of Social Development, launched the 7th session of the Committee on Women this morning. It presided over by Her Highness Sayyida Dr. Muna bint Fahd Al Saeed, Assistant Vice Chancellor for International Cooperation at Sultan Qaboos University.
This is an extremely important meeting because it is an intergovernmental meeting. All Arab countries, member states of ESCWA, the Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, are represented in this, and then we have civil society and we have women machineries also represented in this meeting. We meet once every 2 years, and the objective is to monitor developments regarding women empowerment in the whole region and to think of an action plan for the coming period in order to ensure equality between men and women.
More than 50 participants from a number of Western Asia countries participating in this two-day event in order to discuss various matters concerning women in terms of their social role in different fields such as economy, profession and policy.
Women are 50% of the population, and their role is extremely important in the economic, social and political development of our region. And the Arab International Women's Forum, since it was founded, we believe in the importance of the role of women.
This gathering follows the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia that aims to maintain women's rights as well as to ensure equality between the two genders. This gathering is another evidence that reinforces the Sultanate policy at applying justice among men and women and avoiding discrimination in order to be perfect partners at progressing development. Sultan bin Saif As-Sarai, Muscat.
Muscat National Development and Investment Company won a license for a budget airline in the Sultanate. That was announced by the Public Authority for Civil Aviation, which indicated that the company had achieved the highest results in the final assessment, mentioning that the next step for the winning company embodied in completing the registration and selecting a commercial name for the budget airline, as well as finalizing technical procedures for operation. This announcement coincides with the opening the way before investors from the private sector to apply for obtaining licenses for general aviation services such as helicopters, private jets, and other types of air transport as from this year. Oman Air discussed in a press conference its compliance to raise its contribution in the national economy, estimated currently at 420 million Omani Riyals, and achieving financial revenues to the government by investments it runs in developing operation processes in the company. Here is a report.
Seeking to be the best among other companies and to raise our contribution in the national economy. With this ambitious goal, the Sultanate's national carrier concluded its press conference in Muscat that dealt with its operational performance and its expansion program for the current year. The program includes operating new flights to the Chinese Guangzhou city with 4 flights per week, starting from coming July, and kicking off a new route to the Iranian city of Mashhad. Oman Air is also intending to increase its flights to many international destinations, among which the addition of a second daily flight to London and boosting flights to Paris with 1 flight per day, and increasing flights to Tehran to become 21 weekly flights. Oman Air further intends to raise passenger and cargo flights to the cities of Bangalore and Lucknow in India, and studying the operation of a new route to the Turkish city of Istanbul, and raising flights to Jeddah, Amman, Cairo and Beirut. Oman Air current year program includes raising its fleet to 45 aircrafts by adding 4 new aircrafts from the American Boeing company. The company plans to raise its contribution in the national economy from the level achieved last year, which reached more than 420 million Omani riyals, indicating that the finance it will obtain from the government this year amounts to 35 million Omani riyals, comparing to 54 million Omani riyals in 2015. The national carrier seeks to achieve financial revenues in 2018 after bringing about a balance between earnings and losses in 2017, predicting a decrease in the losses to 35 million riyals in the current year after reaching 86 million riyals last year.
If you are flying with a modern standardized fleet, Airbus 330, 787 and only the Boeing 737, you standardize and you are able to reduce your cost per unit, and that is helping us to achieve our mission in 2017 by the end to have an operational break-even financial result. The main acquisitions during next year will be the 787 Dreamliner. We will get the 900, and the 900 will have 3 classes, a first class, a business class and an economy class. In addition, we got approval to take 20 new 737 to our fleet, which will be the next generation, the MAX, which will make it possible to fly at lower fuel consumption, so lower cost, at higher comfort. Maintain the safety of the airline. Secondly, to provide optimum customer service, to continue to do so. And thirdly, to make money by further improving the revenues and getting the cost under control.
His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed al-Jabri, chairman of the Special Economic Zone at Duqm, said that the zone is witnessing high turnouts of many investors from inside and outside the Sultanate, among them from Asian countries and the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. He also said through the port and the airport, Duqm area is no longer a faraway place. The large number of visitors means that Oman Air is now operating many flights using large aircrafts weekly. Visitors come to Duqm by air either for work, business or tourism. The train will also constitute a big leap because it will connect with the port, and the Ministry of Transport and Communications is working diligently to achieve that project. The Executive President of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates, Hilal bin Hamad Lahsani, emphasized that prices of industrial products in the Sultanate will not be affected in the coming period by the effect of the amending prices of fuel input, because the production cost is still within the same range. He also said Public Authority for Consumer Protection is present in a good form to monitor prices in the market. The Executive President of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates also said the industrial sector is playing a pioneering role in contributing to the domestic product and increase of value added, as well as strengthening commercial exchange and an increase of trade balance through exports, which amounted to 4 billion Omani riyals worth of Sultanate's exports from the industrial sector. There are large, medium and small industries, and all of them are contributing by more than 10% in the domestic product and hope to reach 15% before 2020, especially that large industries will start operations in Sohar Industrial Complex in Sohar Port and will strengthen the contribution. The Public Establishment for Industrial Estates organized a meeting between Omani industrialites and Kuwaiti's Union of Consumer Cooperative Societies. This event came in line with the objective identified by Kuwait's UCCS to get acquainted with the Omani industries and explore prospects of inking deals to supply Omani products to the consumer cooperative societies in Kuwait, given the high quality and the competitive prices enjoyed by the Omani products. The meeting offered an excellent opportunity for the Omani factories to expand their market and export their products to the dynamic market of Kuwait. The Public Establishment for Industrial Estates played a major and important role in supporting Omani products through promoting them to consumers regionally and internationally. The cooperative societies covered about 80% from the retail market in Kuwait and play an important role in social life by supporting a number of service programs in the community. And still to come in our news bulletin. The second Oman Youth Forum, entitled Be a Partner and Create a Record, is inaugurated today in the wilaya of Duqm. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Alternatives and solutions could be taken to enhance the national economy and to support the government in minimizing deficit percentages and rationalizing expenditures, top discussions of the members of the Shura Council office when they hosted a number of economic experts. The meeting also viewed mechanisms of enhancing the economic performance in the Sultanate and raising up its efficiency. They also discussed challenges which led to the oil price situation deterioration. The members proposed not to drain the reserve of hard currency and to give greater incentives for local investors to find value added for the national economy, in addition to enacting strict legislation controls to prohibit tax evasions by companies. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Mawali, Chairman of the Shura Council. Oman oil price March delivery reached $23.81. The statement issued by the Dubai Mercantile Exchange today said that the price of Oman oil declined $1.01 from the price of yesterday, which was $24.82. The average price of Oman oil February delivery has stabilized at $34.59, thus $7.70 per barrel lower than the January delivery 2015. To acquaint with modern methods and technologies to reach the health information, the Ministry of Health organized a contact seminar between doctors and librarians through the effect of technology. The seminar aimed to chart a roadmap to develop health information and to obtain plans to implement health information and to enhance the quality of provided care. The two-day seminar discusses reality of modern libraries and responsibilities of healthcare cadres in educating and enhancing patient safety. It was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Darwish bin Saif al-Maharbi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Administrative and Financial Affairs. A new batch of soldier recruit brigades of the Faraq forces of the Royal Army of Oman were graduated at the parade ground in Maaskar Njur Sahl Not in the Governorate of Dhofar. The ceremony started with a military salute for the chief guest. Then the graduates put up a military show of ordinary walk and weapons movements accompanied by the music of the Royal Army of Oman. The chief guest presented appreciation prizes for the toppers of various activities and competitions. The graduates performed the loyal oath and cheered thrice for His Majesty's life, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The event also included pinning long service medals and good conduct to a number of affiliates of Faraq forces. The occasion was presided over by Major General Matar bin Salim al-Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman. Providing economic knowledge to the youth to become part of economic planning topped aims of the second Oman Youth Forum entitled Be a Partner and Create a Record, which was held in the Wilaya of Duqm in the Governorate of Al-Wusta and organized by the National Youth Committee. The forum introduces projects and investment opportunities available to the youth in the industrial zone. The forum was presided over by His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed al-Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors in the Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm. The forum was based on three main sectors: transformative industries, logistic services, and tourism. After 3 months of competitiveness in artistic and literature fields, the program of youth innovations concluded in the Governorate of North Batna in the Wilaya of Shinas. More than 280 male and female youth participated in the program and excelled through artistic drawings, poem, and cultural competitions. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of clouds and fog in the governorates of Buraimi, Wusta and South Sharqiya, as well as areas overlooking the Sea of Oman. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate along the coast of the Sea of Oman with a maximum wave height of 2 meters, and it will be slight along the rest of the coast with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The 7th round of the ESCWA discusses in Muscat empowering women economically and socially in sustainable development plans. The Muscat National Development and Investment Company wins a license for budget airline in the Sultanate. And the Executive President of the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates emphasizes that prices of industrial products in the Sultanate will not be affected in the coming period. With that, we come to an end to tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, good night.